Hello. At this point in the school year, I sort of take a break with the students. In a sense, or I took a break with the students. In a sense, it's the harder part of the year is over. In a way, the introduction to foreign languages is behind us. Now in this case, I'm going to teach German, at least it's still part of my plan this year. But, you know, it's heavier going than some, and so I can justify kind of taking a break. But in a sense, I fool the kids, because for only the third time in the year, I show almost all of a movie. It's called Renaissance Man with Danny DeVito. But I never simply show a movie. I guess there's teachers that just sometimes show movies because they think the kids need a break. I'm not like that. I'm always teaching. And I intend or what I did with this was I showed the movie, most of it, but I taught with it. I analyzed it. And that's what I'm going to do with you guys too. It's going to be very interrupted. Just before the climax of the movie, I'm going to stop, or I used to stop the movie and jump to something else. I have a reason for doing it. And what I'd like you to do is cooperate with that and not simply just watch the whole movie. I think you'll get more out of it if you watch it slowly, piece by piece with me, so I can explain as we go. I have a lot of reasons for using this movie. In some senses, it's perfect for what I want to show the kids. I can teach so much with this movie. One thing about the Latin final, though, I told you that I would tell you how to grade it. I don't know if it's worth the effort. What's important there is how you feel about Latin. They were hard to grade because I would read the kids' translations and basically I would put circles every place that they had something that wasn't really what the Latin said or that they were missing a sentence. You know, and it wasn't necessarily one circle for every word because there were the endings as well. I can't remember exactly how I did that, but in a sense that's behind me. It's how you feel about Latin. You know, I tried to have the kids make a wise decision about should they study Latin or French or Spanish. German was not an option for them. All right, back to Renaissance Man. Now, there could be an issue here, especially with those of you that are watching this who are not Americans, because this is very much about the American military. It takes place on an army boot camp, in an army boot camp, and you see lots of soldiers with guns and stuff, and you know, that's a tricky one. The United States military, you know, that's a difficult subject, especially right now. If you watch the news, what has recently happened in Afghanistan, it's a hard one. And it's hard for me, too, because I'm not a military man. I never was in the military. I served in the Peace Corps, and that was at a time during the Vietnam War. You know, that was not an easy time. And so my feelings about the United States military are not, you know, I'm not that fond of the military. But in a sense, it's almost better that way. Because this is called Renaissance Man. This is not just about the military. And unless you've got a real strong aversion to seeing Americans in uniforms, I would urge you to go ahead and watch this. And I don't want to tell you too much more about it except to urge you to sort of trust me with the movie. It's on YouTube. I just checked. I would like you to watch through part 3 where Danny DeVito, Bill Rago is his name, shouts, "Go Navy!" And I didn't show the first part. As a matter of fact, I didn't even show all of what's on there as the second part. I picked a story up where Bill Rago was going into the unemployment compensation office and he finds out he's got a job. That's where I started it with my classes, to try to save time. I told him what happened. I told him that he had a daughter, that his daughter wasn't very fond of him, that he was divorced, he had alimony payments, and that he was a very successful ad man. But he lost his job. He's laid off. I told him that stuff because I thought I could just save time. I don't know how much you actually need at the beginning of the movie. But you know, go for it if you like. It's a fun movie. Oh, and the other thing is there is swearing in this. This was right on the edge of what I could get away with in a public school. I would hit the mute button all the time when I knew that swearing was coming up. Now, it's not heavy-duty, hardcore swearing, but there is swearing there. Believe it or not, once you get to know the movie, I actually think the movie is better for the fact that there is swearing at the beginning of it. These are not well-educated officers. These are guys going into boot camp, and it's dealing with the dumbest of the dumb in boot camp, as you'll see. And to give them a lofty language, especially at the beginning, would just be false. I mean, it's kind of right. But it develops. By the end, swearing is not a problem, because these characters all develop. Well, I don't want to give too much of it away. I would urge you to go to YouTube. You probably will enjoy this. And it's going to, if those of you that do enjoy it, it's going to be hard to stop right there. But I would urge you to do that. All right, that's it for today. See you tomorrow.